Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 9. And today we're returning with the brand new season as we begin our second year at the Vitality Stadium. Today we'll take a look at what happened in pre-season, see the first game of the year against Brighton away, and of course, we'll start with the transfer special. Let's get to that first. So if you're new viewer to the channel, then basically at the start of every single new season, I do a transfer special where I analyse all the business in the window and we reveal our signings one by one, ranging from least exciting to most exciting. And it's always a lot of fun as I go through the players individually. But we started departures though, where as you can see, there wasn't really much going on. Now, he only raised just under £6 million, and to be honest, it was mostly only on 2 players for very small transfer fees. Obviously, King Nato did leave the club, as we knew was going to happen. He joined Flamengo and returned to Brazil on a free transfer. Gutted about that, but of course that was inevitable midway through the season. And Jordan Zamora, who played a few times at left back, also joined Hertha Berlin on a free transfer as well. Other than that, not really much to report. We loaned out Antoine Semenyo to Eintracht Frankfurt, barely played last season due to Solanke's good form, and I bought a new striker in as well, who you'll see in a moment's time. And that's about it, really. A few players came out from loan. We sold a couple of them. Marcondes going to Copenhagen, just not good enough for this team, really, at 28 years old. We also sold Jamal Lowe to Coventry. I like Jamal Lowe, to be fair, but in the final year of his contract, wasn't going to get a new deal. Now he's in his late 20s as well. So raised $5 million for those 2 sales there. We loaned out Dembele to the Borough because no one would take him on a permanent deal, and I didn't want to keep him because he was disrupting the morale. Other than that, not really much to report at departures. The most important thing was we kept hold of the core. So yeah, I'm happy enough, even though we didn't raise much money, that we didn't sell any of our star players. So moving on to the signings, and all I'll say is this: I've done as good as I could have done with the resources and the reputation of the club. So don't get too excited. Oh yeah, and I did agree another transfer as well, which is in last season's transfers out list, which I really don't like, even though it was in June. It was in the summer transfer window for the new season, so that should really be in the new season's transfers out list. But anyway, Adam Smith left for 2.3 million, and he's the long-serving right back with Bournemouth. Spent almost a decade there, I think. Yeah, almost a decade at the Vitality, but he's now 32 years old, due to turn 33 during the season. And whilst he did share the right back role with Ryan Fredericks last year and do a pretty solid job for us, in the final year of his contract, he wanted to leave, and so for 2.3 mil, we'll get his wages off the books and we'll take a small transfer fee as well. Appreciate the service for almost a decade, Adam, but yeah, time to move on. So we'll begin with a free agent, and the least exciting in the lot. I always sign a free agent every single window, you know, regardless of how big my club is and the riches of our club, I'd always sign free agents. Released by Spurs, Will Andy Apan, Welsh Youth International. Yeah, just one to keep your eyes on for the future. 18 years old, 20 determination, that jumped out straight away. So yeah, he could become a decent squad player, but you know, we'll keep our eyes on him. But other than that, don't expect to feature much in the first couple of years. And it does get a lot more exciting from here, I promise. So moving on, we've got the new club record transfer, which you are probably aware of, to be fair. For those that aren't, basically Hamad Traore, who was on loan last season from Sassuolo, he had a permanent mandatory transfer fee arranged with Bournemouth as well. Now, this was arranged in real life, so I had no say over this. But yeah, last year he came in injured on loan. Only played half a year for us since coming back from the big injury. He did okay, spent time playing through the middle and on a wing as well. But Bournemouth again had that mandatory transfer fee, so at the end of the loan the deal became permanent and he was signed for a club record fee of £26 million. If you look at the estimated market valuation, which to be fair I think is quite inflated and probably not realistic, he's definitely worth 26 million. He's only 23 years old. He's not the quickest, yes, but he's got great agility and balance. I find that a really important hidden stat, not hidden stat, but underutilized stat on wingers, if you will. Underutilized stat? Is that the right word? Probably not. But mentally, you know, solid, kind of balanced all across the board, and technically quite good when going forward as well. So yeah, Traore, and he'll probably be my starting left winger in this team this year, but he's a club record transfer. The wages are, you know, reasonable, 50 grand a week on a 3-year deal, so we'll take it. And next up is the new highest earner at Bournemouth. So, yeah, we apparently couldn't afford NATO's wages on 100 grand a week and now signed a player on 90 grand a week. Classic Doxy boy, but to be fair, it's an absolute bargain. Yep, KWP is in from Southampton for a very small transfer fee in today's day and age of just 8.75 million. Now, KWP, of course, came through the Spurs Academy, then left to join Southampton. And what I really love about Kyle Walker-Peters is that he's A, very durable, and B, very versatile. Yet Walker-Peters just has fantastic energy, 18 natural fitness and 17 stamina, and very balanced physicals as well. Not the strongest, to be fair, and he's quite small as well, but otherwise, pretty decent there, I would say, for a wing back. And mentally as well, solid all across the board. Great teamwork, great work rate, very important on a wing back, and as well technically as well, really good when going forward, but also reasonably solid defensively with 14 tackling as well. And KWP, like I mentioned there, is very versatile. That's one of the main reasons I love Walker Peters. He can play both left back and right back with no problems whatsoever. That's really important and handy for squad depth. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. Walker Peters in again, 90 grand a week. It's an expensive contract on a 4-year deal, and there are a couple of clauses here as well, but otherwise, I'm pretty happy with this. Yes, very lot of money to spend on one player's weekly wages, considering our financial situation, but it's a really small transfer fee, and at 26 years old, he's still getting better as well. So I'm happy spending the money on this guy. So 3 more signings to show you, and we'll begin with our new shot stopper this year. And I've got to be honest here, I'm very excited. But the question is, can he do it in the Premier League like he does it in the World Cup? Yes, welcome to English football for the first time, Guillermo Mimo Ochoa. Now, last year he was at Salernitana. They were relegated in the Serie A. He didn't seem to have a great season, but 6 clean sheets in 36 a relegated side isn't that bad, to be fair. And as we know, Ochoa is a big game player and always turns up in the World Cup. So Ochoa was put on transfer list by Salernitana for a really cheap transfer fee, just £200,000, and I said, let's see if you can do it at Vitality, yeah. I was thinking, if NATO can do it, South American goalkeeper, then Ochoa, a little bit further up north in Mexico than Brazil. But Ochoa, just a big game player, as we know, and he has that tag as well. And that could be really important for us this year, because we will have quite a lot of big games, trying to make sure we can stay in the division once again. And Ochoa, as you can see, physically not the best, as we know, 6'1", so not the tallest for a goalkeeper, but mentally great stature, 16 determination, 15 composure, 15 anticipation, which is a really crucial stat on goalkeepers, I feel. Positioning not the best, but his goalkeeping stats here speak for themselves. He's a great shot stopper, and that is our main role. Obviously we'd love to have an Edison one day that can play like 50-yard passes from his own 6-yard area, but for now, the function of the goalkeeper is just to keep the balls out of the back of the net, and Ochoa is one of the best at that when it comes down to World Cup games. So yeah, Ochoa's in. He's only on 27 grand a week. I think I probably will start him ahead of Mark Travers this year, but on a 1-year deal, and hopefully he'll be just as good as he is with Mexico when the World Cups come round. So, 2 more signings to show you, and the question is, which one do I reveal first? The Wonderkid or the veteran football icon? Oh man, a tough decision, but I think I'm going to show you the veteran, the oldest player in the team, in his 40s. Welcome back to English football. Oh my God. Yes, I had to do it. Welcome to Bournemouth, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now, let me tell you what happened here. So, at the start of every single new season, on the 30th of June, when players' contracts expire, I just offer trials to everyone, man. I offer trials to practically every single player that's had a few international caps. But Ibrahimovic didn't want to join me. After he left AC Milan in the summer and then decided not to extend his contract, Ibrahimovic said that Bournemouth aren't a club that meet his stature. And I was like, well, I guess to be fair, when you look at some of these teams here, and practically all of the teams, then you'd say fair enough, right? But no one wanted him. No one wanted Ibrahimovic. So literally with a week to go before the new season started, I noticed that now he was willing to come and join us. And I said, mate, this ain't 2015 anymore. Your stock is not that high. It kind of reminded me of Ronaldo, thinking that he could go and play for a European giant. He still got it. But no one really wanted him at this point in his career. It was the same with Zlatan. But he signed a 1-year deal, 50 grand a week, so that's more than affordable for the Cherries as well. And I loved that I gave him a top goal scoring bonus of $500,000. Mate, this guy is living off past glory. He is not even going to get close to Erling Haaland this year. But Ibrahimovic is in, and one of the reasons I signed him, well, firstly, because his mental is just absolutely fucking ridiculous. This is just insane. This is literally just absolutely Oh, it's incredible. Ignore the 5 work rate. But other than that, 20 determination. You know I'm going to love that. 20 leadership, 20 flair. This guy, as we know, can do the unpredictable. And even though he's as slow as per Mertesacker, he's still got incredible natural fitness. Because lest we forget, he's 41 and turning 42 in October. He can still jump really high. He's still got tremendous strength for 6'5". So as a target man, he can still hold the ball up. He can hit the ball with left or right foot. He's a perfectionist, my favourite personality. And technically, he's still got it. 18 finishing, 19 first touch, 16 heading, and 18 technique as well. Zlatan is not the defensive type of striker that I like in Solanke, but he's got moments of class every now and then, and his 10 greatest goals in his career kind of speak for themselves. This guy can do the impossible, the overhead kick against England for Sweden, for example, probably his best ever goal. But Zlatan is in, and I just had to do it. This guy's a winner, man. Like this guy is a serial winner. I wish the FM would have a just a list of just the things they've won. Like this is cool and stuff. But I just want to see like the major honours they've won. But this guy's won over 30 major honours in his career. He's done it for a multitude of different teams all across Europe and in America with LA Galaxy as well. And whilst I don't expect him to win us the FA Cup or anything this year, if he could fire us the safety with a few league goals here and there and do the impossible every now and then, get the crowd off their seats, then yeah, we'll take on 50 grand a week. Zlatan, welcome to Dorset. It did make me laugh when, like, Zlatan, as soon as he was released, I was like, oh, mate, come to Bournemouth on trial. And he was like, no. And then literally, like a week to go, it was like, oh shit, you're the only one that wants me. Fair enough then. Anyway, final signing I'll show you is a Wonderkid coming in. And, you know, Bournemouth are pretty stacked through the middle of the park. And that's why I signed another central midfielder. Welcome to the Vitality, Martin Batterina. Now, I've got to be honest here. I know practically nothing about this guy. But my scout recommended him to me in this summer window. And I thought, well, if we can get him for the transfer fee you're suggesting, then why not? Dynamo Zagreb decided to sell him to us for 8.5 mil. That's a flat 8.5 million fee as well. Unlike with Alex Scott, there's no potential add-ons, no clauses, no sell-on fee clauses. I never arranged those anyway. But even so, Batterina is in, and to be fair, this guy's been a regular for Dynamo Zagreb for about 3 years now, and he's just 20 years old. You look at his stats here. Well, he's described as a Wonderkid, and I can see why. Now, admittedly, physically, nothing really jumps out at you, but mentally, very, very solid all across the board there. I love the 15 determination and 15 vision with 15 flair as well. And technically, really good passer, good ball control, good dribbling, good first touch, very good technique as well. And he just looks like another Alex Scott. Like, he literally just looks like another Alex Scott with slightly worse mental. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Batterina is in, and again, for 8.5 million, 35 grand a week. There is a minimum fee release clause that the agent wouldn't remove. Unfortunately, it was non-negotiable at 48.5 mil. But if that gets matched, just like with Alex Scott's release clause, then so be it. We'll make a big profit on the guy, and we'll sort of turn into the new Brighton and Hove Albion, if you will. Recruiting young players and then selling them on for big profits. Yeah, Batterina's in, and yeah, we've got a stacked midfield already, but I couldn't really pass it a chance for a Wonderkid like this on such a cheap transfer fee. That's a bargain right there. This guy's ceiling is very high. So that is that. Just the 6 new signings for Bournemouth in the summer, but really it only feels like 4 because obviously Traore was here on loan last year, and obviously that deal was agreed by the Bournemouth board before I came in. And obviously Wilandi Apan from Spurs is just a freebie kid. So really it just feels like, you know, 4 new signings. But to be honest here, I think I did an okay job with, you know, a really small club stature. It was hard to attract really good players because a lot of players just didn't want to come and play for us. And obviously with our financial situation, we didn't really have that much money to spend, all things considered. So if you add in Adam Smith's £2.3 million sale from last season, then really we raised about £8 million. And if you take out Traore's £26 million club record fee, then I, myself personally, only really spent 17.5 mil. So really, we only spent like a net loss of 9 million in this summer. And I'm pretty happy with that, to be fair, because again, the financial situation was my main concern heading into the summer. Yes, we've had the takeover, but he's not a sugar daddy. He's just slightly richer than the bloke he's replaced, you know, and our balance right now is 9 million. And yes, there's a lot of money in the transfer budget, but I said it at the end of last season. I'm not spending that and putting us in the red. We've got to learn from our mistakes. We haven't increased our wage budget by much. It's only up by a few extra £100 grand a week, which isn't that much in modern day football with inflation. And really, I mean, it's all about clearing that debt now with Bournemouth and getting us in the green with no outstanding payments on our record. The real problem we've got, like I mentioned, is the clauses here at this club. You know, we know that every single summer we're going to be spending like 1 million, 2 million, 1 million, 1.5 million. And it's just, we're going to have this for a few good years now. So for the first like 3 or 4 years, I've got to be very careful with our finances. I'd say personally, I've done as good as I could have done, really. And I might as well let you behind the curtain as well on a couple of deals that fell through. Dominic Solanke, in the end, decided to stay. I actually accepted bids from newly promoted sides, from Sheffield United and Norwich, because I really wanted to just say, do you know what? We are heavily in the green now, and we are healthy. In the end, Solanke turned down the contract, so I'm glad he did, to be fair, because I would have regretted that had he gone. He would have gone for about 45 million. He's worth that, and can we replace him with a striker that can score 20 goals in 37 games this year? Probably not. So I'm happy that Solanke turned that down, actually. Blessing in disguise. And also Jamal Lewis. I was very close to completing this deal, and I pulled out at the last second. Newcastle transfer listed him for 2.5 mil. He looked like such a great prospect at Norwich, but he just had no confidence at Newcastle. And I can't put all the blame on Steve Bruce. But it is pretty telling that, you know, look at the resurgence of someone like Joel Linton, for example, since Steve Bruce left. I feel a bit sorry for Jamal Lewis. He played quite a few times for Newcastle last year and did pretty well, to be fair. But I just wasn't sure. It would have been 40 grand a week on Jamal Lewis, and I just wasn't sure if I can rebuild his character. Yeah, I decided to pull out, and I think safe rather than sorry there. I do feel a bit sorry for Jamal Lewis, I'm not going to lie. Because again, at Norwich, he showed so much promise, but it just never worked out for him at Newcastle. And now with the takeover and their new ambitions, he's not going to get a game there now, is he? So he needs to leave. But really, does anyone want to take him on the current wages? Feels like he's going to spend another 2 years just sat in the reserves. Anyway, you see pre-season, this is what happened. We went on our pre-season tour to China, won a couple of games, lost one and drew one. Then we had a cup. I always play like a cup every single pre-season, like an Emirates Cup, for example. This is the Vitality Cup, lost both games, brilliant. And then, of course, we had the testosterone flowing game as well. For new viewers, every single season, a week before the season starts, I play a local team and just thump them at home to get the morale up. Yeah, we won 9-0 against Bournemouth FC. Yeah. How about that? So yeah, that was pre-season, and I'll show you now how our team is currently looking. So it's a very small squad, and that is my main concern with the team. Just like last year, we've actually gotten very little depth, and we haven't really improved that. That was our main, one of our main concerns last year was the lack of depth, and it's kind of the same this year. Like there's not much here, so that is a bit of a concern. I'm not gonna lie. In fact, here is our depth chart for you. As you can see, it's not listed on rating though. Maybe it needs to be best 11, I suppose. Assistant report. Oh, here we go. Sorry, it's changed around a bit. Yeah, so you can see we got a lot of weaknesses and we got a few strengths. It's basically, I would say this team for this year is like just like last year, really. I mean, there's very little change to it, if I'm being totally honest here. We've, got a slightly worse goalkeeper, a slightly better fullback, about the same amount of depth, and a new Wonderkid. That's pretty much basically all that happened in the summer, but crucially, we did manage to make sure that our finances got a little bit healthier. In the dynamics section, this is one of my favourite parts of the game. Finally, my managerial support is in the green, so I'm pretty happy about that. The hierarchy now looks like this. Zlatan and Ochoa have already become team leaders after a couple of weeks, with Lloyd Kelly, the captain, as well, and as the social groups as well. I mentioned this a lot, like, you got 4 splits here. What you really want is everyone in the core, though. So the more amount of players you can get in just one core, that's the most important and the best way of doing things, really. But it happens basically at the start of every single season. When you bring in new signings and you change a few things around, it takes time for the core to gel. So eventually, they'll all go in the main WhatsApp group, as I call it. And I think that's pretty much it for pre-season. I would like to have improved our staff a little bit more, but the Bournemouth board are just like, they just mismanaged their finances horribly. It's like I asked them 3 times to increase the coach's wages, and they turned me down every single time, saying, the club's financial situation, we're already spending a lot of money. And I was like, guys, you're literally giving me like fucking 24.5 mil, which is well over our bank balance, yet you won't let me put an elite coach on 4 grand a week. Just horrible mismanagement, really, but even so. So let's crack on then. First game of the season is indeed Brighton. Oh, and I really should say, by the way, as well, season preview for this season as well. We are regarded this year as the 15th best team in the division. And I'll be totally honest here, whilst our team hasn't improved much, last year, if you look at where we finished in the league table, reasonably comfortable in 13th place, several points clear of the bottom three. I have to say for this year, that's my expectation this year once again. Just not getting dragged into a relegation scrap. And the media suggests we should be able to do that. I think the three teams that came up, we're better than all three personally, and probably a couple of others as well. So yeah, whilst we don't have the best team by any stretch of the imagination, I think like the media suggests here, this is where I expect us to finish this year. And the board share that expectation as well. Good stuff. Right, so first game of the new season then, as we head into it, is Brighton, Roberto De Zerbi side away. They're like the blueprint for the team we want to become, a team that recruit really well, bring in young players on at reasonably small transfer fees, and then sell them on for big profits. So far, well, that's the plan. Let's see if it works out in theory, in practice. So heading into the game, as you can see right now, just one player is down. That is Lewis. Cook, of course, still coming back from that long-term injury he suffered last season. And this is our team, and as you'll see, new tactic, 4-2-3-1 gegenpress, starting the season off with a new system. Gegenpress is just the way to go in FM. Everyone knows that. It's like the most successful style of play, and that's why I'm going to stick with that as well. Now, normally I don't counter press, but again, with a high energy sort of team, it can be quite beneficial. So that's going to be our style of play in this 4-2-3-1 with the higher defensive line, of course, well. Because high line gegenpress is just the way to go. So this is our team. It's a 4-2-3-1. Mimo Ochoa makes his Premier League debut in the back four as Kelly, Senesi, Methman, Fredericks. Scott and Lerma are our DM duo with Traore on the left, Tavernier on the right, Batarina as the attacking midfielder, and Solanke leading the line. On the bench, Travers, Zabani, Walker-Peters, Billing, Pearson, Christie, Brooks, Ouattara, and Zlatan as well. First game of the season is Brighton away. I'll certainly take a point after our poor away form last year. Come with you, Cherries. Yeah, Brighton to me are definitely the blueprint, no doubt about it. If we can turn ourselves into a Brighton, I'll be great. Say Robert Sanchez, I'll be very happy with that. Because again, the financial situation is just really precarious. We're just spending too much money, and money that we don't have, which is really frustrating. If we ever want to really build for the future, we need to sort that out first. Putting players on really high wages is just asking for trouble for a club of Bournemouth's current stature. Free kick, Brighton. Mac Allister, World Cup hero, standing over it, 25 yards from goal, and Alexis bends one off the post, and Senesi clears it away. Brighton off the woodwork there, still 0-0. Lively start to the game, and that first goal is coming. It might come here as well. Buonanotte through the gap, and then, oh no, he's missed it. What a miss from Kouame, one-on-one, blasts it way over the bar. That is a huge let-off there. Guillermo, by the way, has a 5-game extension in his contract as well, so the likelihood he's going to meet that and stay on for another year. But I'll be fine with that, because Darren Randolph's going to leave in the summer anyway, so Ochoa can just stay next year as the backup goalkeeper, and we'll try and bring someone better in, and someone younger as well, as Marcus crosses, and Solanke could have converted from close range, but a crucial block keeps it at 0-0. First goal is surely coming. It's just a matter of time. Traore's corner whipped in, headed clear, but picked up by Marcus, who gives it him back. And Traore to Senesi, 30 yards from goal, finds Jefferson Lerma just over. I never know what to do with attacking midfielders in Football Manager. They just never seem to do very well for me. But Batarina to me will be wasted playing deeper. I really do feel that. Alex Scott can play deeper, no problem. He can definitely play deeper, but to me, Batarina needs to be further forward. But anyway, 0-0, 12 minutes to go, and I can't believe it is still goalless. How long is it going to stay that way as Tavernier flicks back to Traore? And is that a pen? I think it could be. Oh, what's happened there? What's happened there? Solanke's first year. What just happened there? Rule number 1, you're taught in junior football. Play to the whistle. Everyone just stops. And Traore says, well, in which case, I'll poke the ball into the middle, and Dominic Solanke, well, all I can say is thank God he said no to Sheffield United and Norwich, because that would have been a really, really big blow. I thought, I see the money there. That would be a club record fee to receive, about 45, 46 mil, I think it was. we'll be selling him to what could be a relegation rival, and we'll be losing last year's top scorer with 20 goals. Thank God he turned down those contracts to leave and decided to stay. Oh, Ochoa, what a save! Guillermo! He's still got it! He's got his Mexico shirt underneath the Bournemouth one. You just know it. Guillermo, what a save by the veteran. I'm going to say to the boys, you might be winning, but that could all still change if performance levels drop. Don't let that happen. We've had a lot of chances in this game. You might have noticed that I've got our players set up in a wide kind of attacking setup in this game. Like, we're playing very wide, stretching the play in this game. And as things stand, it appears to be working. Second half begins. We've lost to Brighton both times we faced them. Will this be our first scalp against the Zabi side? Sugar. No, that is not good. Batarina, first game in a Bournemouth shirt, and he's got a potential groin injury. Hopefully not a serious injury there. I just never seem to get on with attacking midfielders though, so that might be a blessing in disguise. What I think I might do here is drop him deeper right through the middle, and I think I'll have a box-to-box midfielder there that can drive us forward. Someone like Philip Billing. Perfect. So, as things stand, half an hour to go, changing our shape just slightly as we still lead by 1. We've got such a fucking meme team, haven't we? Like, seriously, 41-year-old Zlatan on the bench, a couple of Wonderkids are here, we got bloody Mimo Ochoa between the sticks, Dominic Solanke up top. Like, it's just such a meme team. I love it. Oh, it just reminds me of Space Jam. You know when the Monstars say to Michael Jordan, "You heard of the Dream Team? Well, we're the Meme Team." Well, we're the Meme Team. Fredericks, what a tackle! Ryan Fredericks! Goal saving! You heard of the Dream Team? Well, we're the Meme Team. Wussy man. Wussy man. Oh, I love Space Jam. Minute and a half to go. Bournemouth, as things stand, are going to hold on to an opening day victory, but will we throw it away to death? Rob Holding sends it long. Ferguson! Oh, is he offside? Is he offside? Ochoa's got his hand up. Was he offside? We're surrounding the referee. But the goal stands, and Brighton are going to claim a point with a minute and a half to go. Rob Holding with a brilliant through ball, and Ferguson dinks it past Ochoa. He looked offside to me. That is gutting. No debut clean sheet for Ochoa, who made an incredible save right towards the end of the first half, and we just couldn't hold on to the 3 points. I swear, man, we surrendered so many wins and draws in the final few stages of the game. But even so, it's not a bad result there away against Brighton, a team we've lost to twice in the games we've played against them. I'll take that. And Batarina's injury could have been a lot worse as well. It's a groin strain. He'll only miss about a month and a half's worth of football. Oh, well, there you go, guys. Big thank you for watching the season opener. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Football Manager series with the meme team. Well, we'll return with games against. I think we should play through all of August now, because I can't see us doing any more transfers. But we'll return with Chelsea at home and newly promoted Norwich away at Carrow Road as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Much love, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Football Manager series very soon.